Well, good afternoon to my 4 and 5 class, and Happy New Year to the three of you, to Owen and to Tari and to Louise. Now, first of all, I just want to put your mind at ease. I don't want you to be concerned about home economics. I'm going to try voice over recordings on PowerPoints, and I'm hoping to do one live class with you a week to see how it goes. And if you're happy with that, then we can do more. But we'll see how this goes for now, and we'll play it by ear. So in your single class on Monday, you have a double on Tuesday afternoon and a double on Wednesday morning. So what I'm hoping to do is start a new topic today on carbohydrate. It's your second macronutrient. You've done protein. We're going to look at slides 1 to 9, and that's for today and tomorrow's class. And I want you to take the notes down into your hardback copybook. Okay, slides 1 to 9, and I'll do the voiceover on that today. So that's for today and tomorrow's class. Then on Wednesday morning, I'm hoping to hold a Zoom with you and a live class during when we would have home economics. So any little alerts or any notifications and work that I will set for you, I will schedule it to come in and pop into your notifications while we have class scheduled as normal, so that you're not getting things at 9 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the evening. I'll schedule it for when we have home economics, so that now is the time we would have home economics. So now I'll look into my Google Classroom and I'll see if there's work that Miss Points has left for us. I'm also going to set an assignment for your research and analysis on osteoporosis, and that'll pop into your Google Classroom as well, so you'll see that popping up. I want you to upload, so take a screenshot on Microsoft Lens or some other app. If you've difficulty doing this, just let me know. But I think you were all shown how to do this last year, if I remember correctly. Maybe you weren't. But let me know if you have a problem. So upload it then onto Google Classroom, and I'll be able to correct it, give you feedback. And then we're going to move on to the next assignment and do the research for it next week, and then the next assignment the week after, so that we're keeping those running along as well with us. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start this afternoon on carbohydrate. Okay, so I'm going to just make my screen bigger here. You can see what I can see. So we're going to start off looking at how carbohydrates are made. Now, this is not something that I want you to be alarmed about at all. It's a macronutrient, so your carbohydrate foods there. If I pop back to this slide, you'll see here you've got your breads, your pastas, your rices, and what used to be on the bottom shelf of the food pyramid, but now obviously it's not on the bottom shelf. It's on the second shelf from the bottom of the food pyramid. Okay, the bottom shelf is now your fruit and veg. So we're looking here at brown bread, brown pasta, brown rice for your high fibers, and then starchy ones would be your white bread, your white pasta, your white rice, your potatoes, and so on and so forth. So looking here at how carbohydrates are made, there's a little YouTube clip there I want you to pop in after class, and you can have a little look at that. But that's a really good little clip to make it easier to understand. But basically, we're looking here at carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so they're the two main things. They combine with the light, the energy from the light, and then they produce the carbohydrate, which is the glucose in the plant. So that's why it's mostly plant sources where we get our carbohydrate from. It makes sense, because the food, the glucose, is made in plants through the energy from the sunlight, which is the photosynthesis, and how it operates. So we need carbon dioxide, we need water. So where do we get those two ingredients from? So the carbon dioxide is absorbed through the leaves, so that's just taken from the air, and the water is taken up through the roots. It's sucked up through the roots of the plant from the soil. So once you have both of those two things, then the chlorophyll will absorb the energy from the sun, and bingo, you get your glucose, which is the food, the carbohydrate, and the oxygen is released. So you will have done this for junior cert, and you will have done it in science. So just moving into the equation now, and you need to know this particularly for short questions. 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O plus sunlight energy gives you glucose, which is C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Okay, so now we're going to move into the elemental composition of carbohydrates. Now, looking at the elemental composition of carbohydrates, we are looking at the three main elements that carbohydrates contain: carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So C, H and O. And frequently you will see me writing on the board, the short for carbohydrate is C, H and O. So frequently you will see me referring to carbohydrate as C, H and O. And that's simply because it's made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, now moving into the slightly more trickier part, which is the classification, okay? Now, I want you to refer to your textbook for this little part here, okay? But basically, we have three categories of carbohydrate. We have monosaccharides, okay? And mono means one, so they're your single sugars. We have disaccharides, and di means two, so they're your double sugars. And we have polysaccharides, which mean many saccharides or many sugars. Okay? Right, so starting off with our monosaccharides. So monosaccharides have the formula C6H12O6. Now, C6H12O6, that means there are 6 carbons, 12 hydrogens and 6 oxygens. So you're seeing those elements, the elemental composition is popping in here because you can see the C, H and O, they're the 3 elements. So now you're seeing there are 6 carbons, 12 hydrogens and 6 oxygens in a monosaccharide, a single sugar. So glucose would be an example of that. Okay, now you need to know this down here. You need to know how it's configured. So it's like an English 50 pence piece. Excuse me, and you'll see you have two CH2OH, H, O, HOH, HOH, OHH, and HOH. So that is your basic structure of your monosaccharide, and that is what you need to know. Now, when we make a disaccharide, we are simply joining 2 of these together, right? So you're drawing one beside the other. So your disaccharides, they're formed when 2 monosaccharides join together with the loss of water. So the word condensation reaction, that key term you're going to see again now, because once a loss of water happens, that's called the condensation reaction. So you're having your 2 monosaccharides, 2 single sugars joined together, and 1 water molecule is lost. So let's see what happens now when water is lost, okay? So I've just done this very, very simply. So if we were in school, that's what I would say. Can you figure out the chemical formula for a disaccharide? So let's see. We have 1 monosaccharide here. We have 1 monosaccharide here. And very simply, H2O, water, is taken away. So 1 hydrogen is taken from 1 monosaccharide, the second hydrogen is taken from the other, and 1 oxygen. And that's it, and that's all you have to draw for your disaccharide. So let's look at the formula. We have C6H12O6, which is a monosaccharide. We're going to join another one to it, C6H12O6, and you're just doing simple addition. C6 and C6 is C12. H12 and H12 is H24. And O6 and O6 is O12. Minus your water, which is H2O. And that gives you C12, H22, O11. Okay. And the last slide is your polysaccharides. Many sugars. So this could be 3, it could be 33. Okay, so your polysaccharides are formed when many monosaccharides join together with the loss of water each time. They can be straight or branched, and they have the formula C6H10O5 to the power of N. So we're simply there taking 1 monosaccharide, which is C6H12O6. Now, from your single glucose unit, C6H12O6, you're going to take away water. H2O, and that leaves you with C6H10O5. And we put that then to the power of N, and N depicts the number of monosaccharides in the chain. So now I want you to have a little look at your textbook, and I want you to be able to do your table of mono, di and polysaccharides. I want you to have your formula for each, your diagram for each, okay, which is going to be a single monosaccharide for the monosaccharide, obviously, which is this one, 2 together for your di, and then just draw 3 together for your poly, okay? And then you'll have your examples, 3 examples of each. So for your monosaccharides, you'll have glucose, fructose, and galactose. For your di, you'll have sucrose, lactose, and maltose. And then for your polysaccharides, then add some examples from your textbook as well, pectin, gums, etc. Okay, so that's where I'm going to finish. That's a lot done there now today for Monday and Tuesday's class. Okay, so that will bring you give you a good start to your carbohydrates. So we've had a little look at the elemental composition and then the chemical composition or the chemical structure. Your mono, your di and your polysaccharides, along with your diagrams, your formulae and your examples. Okay, so that's where we're going to finish today, and I will hopefully see you all on Wednesday for your Zoom class live. Okay, thank you.